If a crate with a weight of 500 newtons needs a force of 66 newtons to move it with a constant velocity, and that's important, calculate the coefficient of kinetic friction between it and the ground. Draw a free body diagram. Well, before we start, we can take my free body diagram and represent everything that is in the question. And so the first thing is, it says the weight is 500 newtons. To me, that is a force due to gravity, which is also the force weight, which equals 500 newtons. And actually, technically, it's negative 500 newtons. But since it's sitting on a ground, I know that there's another force involved, and that is force normal. And it is the same number. It is 500 newtons. And that is because it is in equilibrium in the y-axis. Next, I see that there is a force of 66 newtons, and 66 newtons are being applied in this direction. And in order to calculate the coefficient of kinetic friction, I need to know what the force in this direction is. And that is where this constant velocity comes in. And basically, what that says is, because it is at constant velocity, I know that my net force is 0. And so that means that the forces in this direction are exactly the same as the forces in this direction. And so if there's 66 newtons going to the right, the force of friction, kinetic, means that there's 66 newtons going in this direction as well. So my givens are, I have a force normal to be 500 newtons. I have a force of friction, kinetic, to be 66 newtons. The thing that I'm looking for is mu, kinetic, and that does not have a unit. It is one of the few numbers in physics that does not have a unit. And I can use the fun formula. Force of friction, kinetic, equals mu, kinetic, times force normal. So my force of friction, kinetic, is 66. I don't know what mu is, but I do know that it is multiplied by force normal, which is 500. In order to get mu all by itself on the right-hand side, I'm going to divide by 500. Cancel, cancel. Whatever I do to the right, I have to do to the left. And I get mu kinetic to equal 0.132. Make it nice and pretty, 0.13.